I was live on TikTok yesterday, and as I was live, I received a message from my mom telling me that Trump has been shot, and also there was an assassination attempt. Somebody said in the comment in the chat on TikTok, and I chose to ignore it because I didn't want the subject of the life to change. We were having a great conversation that was more impromptu and more light. But after finishing the live with Body on TikTok, we directly called each other. And we had a long conversation about this. Like, I watched the whole thing and I was like, yo, I'm going to tell you one thing from outside. And I'm going to tell you why it's important to listen to the opinion from the people from outside. I believe that this picture, where is it? The famous picture, right? I believe, where is it? There it is. Listen, I believe that this picture is game over for the Democrat. This picture just won him the election because he just got shot, and at the same time he's like fist in the air saying fight. And listen, after, you have to see the way I'm saying it. You know, let me take it to you a few weeks earlier, and then let me take it to you a few years earlier. First of all, a few weeks earlier, you had the disastrous debate between Trump and Biden. And for the Biden camp, this was like, all right, listen, it's becoming hard to defend, right? Now, let's take it a few days before that, like 2 days before that. Biden calls Kamala Harris, and he says, I chose Vice President Trump because, and you're like, and just before that, he calls Zelensky President Putin. Listen, you can see it as a mistake, you know, lapsus, whatever, tired. For the people who are looking at you and looking for reasons to not believe that you are fit to be president, all these are little grains of perfect things that you are giving to your critics, the critics from inside and the critics from the other side. Now, let's go a few months before that. Not even a month. A month is something. Listen, these guy, fuck the hoe. Let's call it the way it is. And from this, you have DAs turning this into 34 charges. And none of them make sense. And even before that, 4 years ago, we had the infamous January 6th. We talked about it. right? And then the way they talked about it, the way they built the narrative on it, and all the sauce they added on top of it, as if democracy was being attacked, etc., etc. We watch it live. In the beginning, it was the emotion. But as you were watching, and as the month passed by, and as you realize what happened inside, and I'm not saying that nothing happened. I'm not saying that these guys should have been inside, but the way they talked about it reminded you of that movie, Olympus Has Fallen, where you have armed forces that are getting into the White House, killing everybody, killing all the security, and then killing all the politicians, and like you have really a coup. And when you watch the video, it's a little more. And if you are an American on the right, you will say, and if you are on the left, you will say, are you crazy? This is a threat to democracy. This is tyranny. I didn't accept, blah, blah, blah. Listen. But if you look from outside, you like, okay, he didn't accept he never said I accept the results. But, I mean, he still was not the president. And again, if you look from outside and you don't have a chip in the game, and you don't care, you just watch from outside. Because what matters to me is French election, because I'm a French national, so that's where I can vote. And actually, Portuguese elections, because I live in Portugal. So when you look at this from outside, you're like, all right, politics have become around the world, and of course it starts with the US, and then it just spreads everywhere. Politics have become like Twitter. Lots of declaration and lots of exaggeration, and so much exaggeration that it turns people against each other, and the conversation that should have happened in a civilized way in debates are public on Twitter with millions of people who are antagonizing each other. And the more you say things that antagonize the other part, the more these people fight, and the more they listen to you, they follow you, they love you, and you become their messiah. So if you look from maybe a far left point of view at Trump, and you listen to everything that your politicians are telling you, oh, listen, this is the end of democracy. If he wins, it's over. The country is over. They are the same way, the same people who tell you that Ukraine is a democracy, that if Ukraine loses, the whole Europe is gone. Where, listen, Ukraine has never been a democracy. But it's just talking points. Like, they throw you big things. And listen, it's been the same thing for COVID, Palestine, Israel, Ukraine, climate, everything. Now, nothing can be in the middle. Let's talk, let's think, and let's have a conversation and decide all together. It's either I believe, and if you don't believe, you are evil, or I don't believe, so I guess you are a complotist and you are the son of Hitler. That's the only two options. And for us who like to think a little bit and not just follow like little lutin, yeah, well, the more you let time pass, the more you look at the situation and you're like, wait a minute. So, all right, you went from January 6th, then you went from, he had these files at home that every president always have, apparently, and you made it something. And you're like, and you ban him from everywhere. Listen, back when Facebook, Instagram, and company decided to ban him, I was understanding why. But as time went by, I was like, wait a minute. If you believe in democracy and you believe in, especially listen, I know it's hypocrisy, but if you believe in democracy the American way, meaning the First Amendment is every American has the right to speak his mind. By saying, because of January 6th, this guy has to be removed from every platform because what he says is dangerous, is against the principles you stand for. Because democracy is, I hate everything that you say and I disagree with everything that you say, but I will fight for you to have the ability to say it. But as I've been seeing a little bit around the world where left-leaning government had the power, they have a serious tendency to censor people for a lot of reasons. Bro, listen. Ukraine gets invaded. I do a video about it. I receive an email from YouTube. Hi. If you say that Ukraine had it coming because it's been bombing the people on the Donbass since 2014 and treating them like animals, reminds you of something? And then at a point, the Russians took action. If you say anything that is not what is Zelensky is a hero, well, you might lose your YouTube channel. That's the email I received. And you're like, wow. So now I have to watch this guy. Listen, he's the only guy who goes everywhere in t-shirt. And I find it offensive. Listen, I understand everything but wear a tie and a suit like everybody. Because I'm not taking you seriously. I believe that because of the way you dress everywhere, I believe that all this is an act. When you are meeting the leaders of the world, wear a suit. Because our presidents don't go to the US in boo-boo. But yeah, now it's just a question of narrative. It's always the narrative, the narrative, the narrative. So here is somebody that you have media, politicians, DAs, everybody is trying to put that guy in jail for 4 long years. Try to remove all his money, try to talk about his taxes, etc., etc., etc. Try to prevent him from being able to run again. And from inside the circus, because it's a circus, from inside the circus, listen, depending on what side you're in, yeah, get him or leave him alone. From outside, it looks like abuse of power. And it looks like we need to shut him down. Absolutely. We need to use the whole might of the state while we are here to treat him as Hitler. and shut him down, put him in jail, anything. So about this, we can't. This, no. Listen, hey, fuck that girl. 14 years ago, you use 14,000 euros or dollars to pay her for silence. There you go. What? So this is all you have? Russian collusion? That's all you have? The hoe? Yo, from outside, you're like, from inside, the circus, I don't know how you guys are feeling. You guys are, yeah, we got him. But from outside, it's like, all right. So now, fast forward to yesterday. Let me tell you, let me tell you, as moi, as the smart person that I am, I think I am. You know, I don't know if you ever found yourself inside of a historical moment, and you know right now that the moment you are living is historical, and whatever is happening right now is historical. I made some historical music. I made songs that after 21 years are still on top of the charts, are still iconic, are still loved by everyone. But when I made those songs, I had no clue that 20 years later, kids of 5-year-old would be dancing to songs that they were not even an idea when the song was created 22 years ago. Like On Dit Quoi, like One Love, like etc. etc. But at that moment, you're not aware that you are changing the course of Coupé Décalé, Zouk, Compa. You are not aware. You are a witness of it the moment it arrives. But from time to time, you find yourself in a moment and you know that this moment is iconic. It's a moment where in front of everybody, there's something that is going on that will change the world or change an industry or something. And if you are at that moment aware that it's happening, and you are a smart person, that's the moment where, if there are cameras, you seize the opportunity to become more than you were. So, don't forget one thing about the United States of America. It is, even if it doesn't look like when you see all these women twerking, it is a religious country where everything is based on the Bible. And presidents swear on the Bible. And people say, God save America. In God we trust. So, and these are people that, yeah, they are an empire that believe that the hand of God is guiding them. And there's a lot of, evangelists, etc. And, people pray, etc. Now, imagine that you are, after everything they put on your way, you've been just jumping over every hurdle as high they are. And now You just did a debate, and you know that the opinions of the world, everybody's like, this guy might win. And you know that on the other side, these people are kind of desperate. And they would love to change the person against you, but it's a little too late and the guy doesn't want to go. So for you, you're not saying it's a victory that is for sure, but you're like, I might make it. So your daughter start going on podcasts, Lex Friedman, you start being here, you start trying to see how you're going to arrive. So you start your campaign, you start receiving, listen, you had when people said you were guilty of that, listen, stupidest verdict ever. Listen, that was, okay, misdemeanor if you want. But the way they made it a big thing, oh yeah, he fucked a girl and he paid her to shut up. Listen, that it shouldn't be, listen, there should not be any jail time for this. All right, pay a fine, it's over. It's not millions of dollars. Anyway, that's from outside. Now, the day they announced it that he was guilty, he received millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of donation from people who were saying, enough with the BS. But the people on the left, they don't care because they are obsessed with the idea and they're scared of him. That's what it looks like from outside. So now, imagine that after that, right? You arrive in Pennsylvania. You are here giving you just started giving your discourse. You are confident. You look sharp. You look on form. Everybody else looks. The other side, they look shook. They look like they looking for what are they going to do. Joe should actually let, I don't know, Kamala's maybe, but people are like, no, she's not ready because Hillary, somebody knew something. Like they're looking for what could they do. And you have this guy, he looks sharp, he's here, he's chilling. And all of a sudden, as you are talking and you are starting to rally the people a little bit, you hear pop, pop, and you do something you do all the time, but this time, as you do it, a bullet traverse your ear, and you like, oh shit, it's happening, and then you go down. Secret Service all jump on you. 5 seconds later, the sniper out there toop, toop, kills the person that was trying to kill you. And now you are here on the ground and you are realizing, what up, Matt? You are realizing that you are in the middle of an iconic American moment. You are now the outsider that they try to take out no matter what. And whether it was them who sent a guy or just a lunatic that was just hearing all these, oh, he's dangerous for democracy, he's dangerous, I have to do something. So you take you and you get killed. And now, as you have the bullet that pierced your ear and you on the ground and you have been trained from years and years of reality show. And you have a sharp mind, and you know that this moment is iconic. So you tell the people, let me get my shoes. And we have to go. And they want to take you and you like, let me take my shoes. And once you have your shoes, you stand up and boom. And then you yell, fight, fight. A luta continua. You know at this moment that, listen, was it the CIA? Was it the left? Was it the deep state? Was it some lunatic who just wanted to just create justice? All of a sudden, it gives you the legitimacy to say, I almost died a martyr. I am now on the same iconic level of Kennedy, Reagan, all these people that got shot or or were murdered, or there was an attempt. You are now becoming iconic. And listen, if you have a bunch of followers that believe that the hand of God guides people sometimes, then all you have to do is say to yourself, I was here. The bullet was coming to pierce my brain, but God moved my head just a little bit at that moment, and the bullet just penetrated my ear instead of my skull. And now anybody who believes in Jesus believes that you have been chosen by Jesus to guide the United States of America. In God we trust. Game over. You now have 4 months to not fuck it up. All you have to do is not say anything crazy. And listen, I've been in those moments. And when those moments occur, I'm aware that they are occurring. So I know that this is the moment where you have to act a certain way. And he knows. Listen, I'm going to tell you that if I was running for president of the USA and this just happened, right? First of all, on the moment, yes, listen, everything he did, perfect. In the ground, you're like, oh my God, it's happening. They tried to kill me. Somebody tried to kill me. And then stand up with the blood. I said, listen, once I go home and once I'm alone, that's where I cry. That's where like all the adrenaline goes down. That's where I cry. I'm like, listen, thank you, God. Whatever God you believe, that's where you're like, yo. And on my next appearance on my next meeting, what I do is this. I arrive and everybody now sees me as the chosen one. So I arrive and I start talking and I say hi, and then I'm like, the hand of God changed everything. The hand of God guides me. And we gonna make America great again. And the crowd goes bananas because now I have just walked on water. And everything I say now is divine order. I am the phoenix. They tried everything, even murder, and it didn't work. And look at all the Democrats. Look at all of them. They are saying, listen, we have to, violence in politics is not acceptable. We have to be able to talk and not. You've been calling the guy the next Hitler. You've been calling him the threat to democracy. You've been saying bullseyes on him. You've been saying all kind of things because it's always more. You have all your journalists say this to a place where let me be sincere. America is, you have intelligent people. You have great things being done there, but there's a lot of crazy morons out there. So if you keep telling all these crazy people with pink hair, and not all the people with pink hair are crazy, but you keep fear mongering all these people in a place where everybody have guns, one of them will try something. Or maybe you give him a gun. Who knows? But now all bets are open. How did this guy, how was he able to be there 130 meters where normally these people, the Secret Service, are supposed to sweep the whole area? How? Who's going to resign? Who's responsible for that? But listen, all these people now are starting to realize that with all their talking points, they are responsible indirectly for people trying to kill their political opponents. And now they went from a horrible debate to this guy calling this and now a murder attempt. Oh, he's walking on waters, my friend. And now everybody is forced to come and say, yo, listen, I talked to Donald. He didn't say, Trump is it. No. Biden said, I called Donald because we all know each other. I called Donald and hopefully I hope he's fine. Obama had to come and say, me and Michelle, we pray for him, etc., etc. And on the other side, you have Elon Musk, all the big bankers, a lot of people who are saying, hey, I endorse Trump because the emotion of all these people who are like believing all kind of conspiracies, now there it is in front of you. So now they're all saying, yo, listen, I endorse him. This is my president. Because America loves a good comeback story. Johnny Depp, etc., etc. America loves it. Listen, this is a movie. So for America, he's the one. And yeah, listen, anybody who's on the far left and who's like, who cannot display any little bit of compassion is going to be seen as a monster now. Because one person, one innocent, is dead. Receive a bullet that was not meant for him. That person received a bullet in the head. And a president, somebody who was a president of America, almost got a bullet in the head. And if you are some person from the far left and you're like, yeah, he had it coming because da 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 da, and people are gonna look at you like, oh, this is the democracy you're talking about, where you are happy that people are getting killed? Guys, this is called checkmate. The only person now who can fuck it up is Trump himself. But if he just floats on air and talks now as if he's been given a mission by the hand of God that moved his head just a bit, it's over. He won. Listen, I've been in these situations where I knew that I won. Month before. These situations where something happens and I know it's over. And I know that all I have to do is disappear from the conversation and just wait for the outcome. A month, 2 months, 3 months, and then arrive. And that's it. I've been there. So I know exactly how he's feeling now. Listen, this is a man who has a family, kids. You can hate him, whatever. Listen, I don't care personally. I'm not American. I couldn't care less. But him on power in the geopolitical sense of it is going to change a lot of things. Listen, Zelensky know that it's going to be problematic. Netanyahu, same thing. There's a lot of people who are like, phew. Putin is like, and yeah, listen, it's going to be business. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk. We're going to negotiate. We're going to end a lot of things. And a lot of people who are making a bunch of money from all the things that are going on, all the weapons that are being sold, are angry. So now, would they kill the guy? I don't know. They did it before. But right now, listen, I will not say that he won already, because in 4 months, a lot of things can happen. But listen, if this was a month before the election, it was over. It was over. So for now, I would say he has, I would say, yeah, 70% chance of becoming the next president, because this image here is iconic level imagery. This is, listen, especially when on the other side you have somebody that, listen, another long time politician, respect and everything. But you can really see that age is wearing on him. You can see that he's making a lot of mistakes. You can see that he's frail and weak. This is just life. And on the other side, you have somebody that just got shot, and still has the presence of spirit. Listen, in French, la présence d'esprit, but I don't know how you say it in English. But he has the presence to say to himself, "This is listen, iconic." And somebody shoots that photo, and it's over. It's over. Listen, you all can say what you want on the left side of the American chessboard. That photo, yeah, no. And listen, this would have happened with Biden the same way. I believe that he would have stayed on the ground and they would have taken him, and then after that they would know he's fine, etc., etc. And this is crazy. And listen, if he had been shot, this would be civil war in the US. That would be the same as the movie. That would have been army everywhere, people taking guns and mayhem. And listen, which would have meant chaos in the world. Data center closing, my music not playing, my money stop flowing from you. Listen, this would have been civil war. Because the people would have said, oh no, this is crazy. So yeah, listen, it's been an hour. Let me take a few questions, then bounce. And listen, free. I hope you enjoyed my point of view. What up, Madze? Easy win for Trump. Was it some WWH? Listen, everything is possible. Trust me, everything is possible. But in the end, what matters is the emotions of the people. You have to understand one thing about the crowd. As individuals, we are all smart people. But when humans are put together as a crowd and there's like a shared emotion, it's over. You win by default and you have a sympathy that comes. And what has been happening with these guys that have been, they've been piling, trying to find something, never finding anything, and putting all these might on this and nothing happens. And now you have this. Listen, even if it was him trying to do this and it was like a stage and somebody put some ketchup on his ear, whatever, listen, thing is this. If you stage this, as some people might believe, you get shot on the leg, you get shot here, something. Not a bullet going here. That's very dangerous because he was not just waiting. No, he was moving. So I don't believe it is staged. But again, listen, you cannot be calling everybody on the far right complotists, right? And now that something happens, you are being complotist because you don't like it. So And listen, if it was staged, the shooter would have disappeared because that shooter is dead.